Welcome everybody to the next episode of this tutorial. I'm going to show you, this was some pre-episode planning, so we'll get to that here in a solid minute. But first, we're going to show you something that's really cool. I thought that they added a few features ago. So it is the radar dish and view from map. So radars are lovely. You put them down, and they give you a much larger visibility than you can see yourself. So as you can see now, we can see all of this light area and what's happening on it. But because we have what's known as zoom from map, clear down here where we can't actually, like where we ourselves can't actually see, we can see what's going on our iron line. And I can put another one of these down, map, over here. The other thing that radars get for you is they slowly expand. See this little light dot over here? They slowly expand the visible, like, uncovered range, which allows you to explore without having to go walk, which is really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and put this guy right over here. Does not do you very much good to put the radars right next to each other. In general, you want to spread them out. And if you look at your mini-map on the right, you can see the coverage area for the radar. I'm going to sneeze. So there we go. Go ahead and get this guy power. There we go. Now we can see all the way. We can see all of our science. See all of our production all the way to smelting. And we don't have to walk there. And that radar dish that we just added over there on the right will look to the right and reveal areas. I did some revealing between episodes in order to make sure my pollution wasn't polluting any biters. It's currently not. So now we're going to move on to smeltery expansion and steel. So as you can see right now, we are still not producing enough iron to feed our factory. This belt never backs up, and by the time we get to here, it's looking real lax. The reason it's backed up on one side and not the other is because we do unbalanced consumption of it a little bit. It's not super critical that it's balanced from both sides. Don't worry too much about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here, and we are going to go to the smeltery, and we're going to literally, oopsie, no, here we go, copy. Going to copy all the smelter that we already built. We're going to take it right up here. Going to hold the shift button down because it's showing red. Hey, you can't build there. If you hold the shift button down, it'll say, oh yeah, we'll build there instead. It'll show us the trees that we need to remove and everything we need, oopsie, to build it. If we have bots later, these ghosts, they're called, will be built in automatically. We'll cover that once we have bots. Those bots are amazing, and I'm looking forward to getting them. But until then, we can just manually build what we have copy-pasted. And with this smeltery expansion, I've gone from 12 to 24. Without doing anything else, we will get one full belt of iron production from, I should just do that. We get one full belt of iron production from, oh, if you're hovering over a ghost and you have the item in your inventory, you can get Q and it'll pop it into your hand as well. So there we go. There we go. Do. And do. So we will go from 1/2 of one belt worth of 1/2 of one yellow belt worth of production. And with this, our yellow production should expand to a full yellow belt of iron, which honestly at this point should mean we're backing up our iron production on our belt, which is good. That's exactly what you want. You want to always have more input than you have output if you can. All right, so next we're gonna build steel. Steel is fun because you can do it two ways. You can do, let's go to steel. Steel, right here, takes 5 iron plates in a furnace and it turns it into 1 steel plate, right? So you can do it two ways. You can either tap off of your iron line. That's a really common thing. The thing is, it takes an incredible amount of iron to make steel. And usually what that ends up doing is it ends up draining all of your iron out before it can go into green circuits production. It's not what we're about right now. What we're about right now is we're going to take ore, iron ore, directly into, we're going to take iron ore and turn it directly into steel. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to have a very similar setup to these guys, right? We're going to put down 2 furnaces. Oopsie, I'm going to put them down in the right place, though. Furnace, the first and second. All right. So we're going to take iron ore from the right. We're going to feed it into the left. No fuel yet, just iron ore. And then we need to fuel this, right? So we want to fuel. So we're going to fuel from the middle. And we need a coal line to come in from that fuel from the middle. Well, that's all well and good, but we're not, like, we don't have an output of this yet, right? Well, we need to output this into another smeltery. Well, here's our coal line. Let's go into the middle. You'll see why I'm using underbelts here in a second. And now we have to output into output from here to here. The lovely, lovely long-handled inserter does that. So if you notice, the flat line on the long-handled inserter is picking up from the factory. It'll pick up from either there or there because the furnace is too wide. And the same way. See the arrow on the left-hand side is there. So long-handled inserters will insert from there or there again because the thing they're inserting into is too wide. So that works. So we're gonna put those 2 there. So we're gonna take iron ore, feed it into these furnaces right here. Makes iron plate, feeds into these furnaces right here, and those 2 will output to a steel line right in the middle right here. So iron ore fed from the right into steel from the left. We got to have fuel on both, so fuel there, and we're good. So the nice thing about this is, okay, so it takes, for iron plate, each iron plate takes 3.2 seconds to craft. Each steel plate takes 16 seconds to craft. That means it takes the same amount of time to craft 5 iron plates as it does to craft 1 steel plate, and each steel plate takes 5 iron plates. So it is a perfect balance. So it's perfectly balanced going from iron directly into steel. Alright, let's go ahead and copy this. Flip it over. Place it there because we want it on both sides. We're going to reverse the direction of this belt here. And add another belt here of iron ore. So the one thing you'll find out about steel is it takes so very much iron ore. Just going to copy this. Oh, we need to add our power. Which should just be power pole, power pole, power pole, power pole. Right? Yes. As Chad is making points, if you have experienced players playing with inexperienced players and you have ghosted entities, the experienced players can design and build factories, and the less experienced players can either learn from the ghosts that the more experienced players put down, or if you're doing like speed runs or something like that, you can have the planners and the builders. You have people who are there to plan, and you have people who are there to build. So grab you, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a little arbitrary. Like, I don't have any specific number of steel production in mind right now. It takes not a whole lot of steel in the early game. So it doesn't probably take as much production as this necessarily. But you will quickly find that in the mid-game, you will run out of steel toot sweet super fast. It's one of the first things you have to really think about how you're expanding when you get towards mid-game. Alright. And let's go ahead and finish off this, oopsie, smeltery. And you guys can, I'll turn it on here in a second, oopsie, and we'll see it working. So let's go ahead and finish building. Don't feel frustrated if you feel like everything you're building is taking too long to build. If you notice in the top right hand corner, I have science. I am just picking green and red science, and whatever it is, we're just continuing to do the research. We're just going through all of our green and red science, and as soon as we're out of green and red science, we will move on to getting our next science built. So don't worry about feeling like you're building too slowly or anything else. Oh, I'm out of underbelts. There we go. Just keep plugging away, and eventually you will get everything done. If I'm careful, I will have those all lined up. There we go. Connect the belts in the middle. Connect the belts in the middle. We're going to... Oh, we've powered it up. Good. There. But yes, research will just continue to plug away. Basically, unless you have a very specific reason to not do it, like you're saving resources for, say, something along the lines of power armor or something like that, you should just always be researching. You want to produce and consume as much resources as you can, as quickly as you can. Alright, we're going to go collect more. So we ran out of inserters, but rather than building a bunch myself, we're going to go right over here and collect the ones that the base has so kindly produced for me. I might want to make this 3 stacks of inserters. We use a lot of inserters. Yes, Repnix makes a good point in chat. If you find yourself low on power, I'm using currently 5 megawatts of power of the 20 that I have, because I expanded my power production later. I'll go expand that again soon. If you find yourself completely out of power and you need that power for something more important, you can pause research. But in general, the biters, because we're not polluting any of them directly, shouldn't be getting too happy. But at the very least, you want to like keep researching military researches, because the biters can get ahead of you, and it's a terrible feeling to go, oh, I can't take on this base, and this base is just gonna kill me. No, I need more of these as well. That actually should just be able to go click, click, click. Click and drag, friends. Click and drag. It's a glorious, glorious thing. Alright. So now all we have to do is bring our resources into here. For that. So this is coal line. There. And there. So let's bring in a coal line here. There we go. And here. Coal line. Coal line there. And I'm going to bring in actually 2 of these iron lines. So we're going to grab the 2 we're going to need the furthest from now. Or the longest time from now. Nope, that's the wrong spot. There we go. Do. So grab you there. Grab you there. Grab... Oh, ran out of splitters. And I'm out of iron plate again. Hey, we're out of iron plate. Always seems like you're short of iron plate when you're producing stuff. It's okay. Oh, I should grab a bunch of green circuits since apparently I'm handcrafting them. Never want to be handcrafting green circuits if you can avoid it. Once you have green circuits automated, go collect them from the belt. Just pile them in your inventory. You'll use more green circuits than you think possible. There we go. The earlier game struggle, iron plates indeed. It's okay. We have our full belt of iron going. Notice that we have 50% of a belt here. Well, we also have 50% of our belt here, 25-25, and then this one is 25-25. So we have 25% of the belt here, 25% of the belt here, and we're using all of that. Alrighty then. 2 iron lines split off. I'm gonna go. Can I fit there? I can. All right. Iron line the first. There, and iron line the second. There. Embrace the spaghetti, friends. You will have spaghetti. The giving yourself space is so that the spaghetti doesn't get too out of control. So we're gonna go ahead and move here and feed this in here. So look, all of our things are fueled. All of our furnaces are fueled, and our first iron is feeding in, and we're producing iron, consuming more fuel, and we're starting to put it into these. And as they get 5, these will feed out, and we will have our furnaces fed and lovely. Alright, so this guy needs a underbelt there. You need an underbelt here. Feed our steel line. Go ahead and feed. Notice that we have plenty. Oh, wait. Where? Oh, I missed some. Missed some inserters. It's fine. And I missed some belts. And there we go. We are now feeding our steel out. This is not nearly enough steel production. But it is some amount of steel production. And really, that at this point is all we need. Because we don't actually have anything specific. We're using... Oh, stupid. Cliffs. Arg. Don't have anything specific we're using our steel for, although that will change here in a minute as we start setting up our military science. One more inserter at least. So it looks like everything is producing. Nope, nope. Oh. We have a lack of fuel here. So those little flashing icons tell you where you're missing things. Alright. I think we got it all. We can come back later and find out. Alright, so the steel line. So this is this miscellaneous middle line here, right? So the steel line is going to be right alongside of our stone line. Moving right along to the right. I will go show you and add a radar to our power plant. And then we'll end this episode. So let's go check out our power plant. So the reason we are not out of power, because we are now consuming more power than the last time I showed you the power plant, than it was capable of producing by about 2 megawatts. So we're gonna go right down here and work ourselves through the trees. So these trees are gonna get dealt with in the next episode. Because the next episode will be military science. And military science gives us one lovely thing called grenades. Alright, power. So, our pump is capable of producing a certain amount of water per second. The numbers aren't real important, but it's a certain amount of water per second. Also, we can pick this up over here. Radar dish. There we go. That is enough to produce, I think, I don't know if this is the maximum number of boilers or not, but we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 boilers producing for 20 steam engines. And we can produce, well, like this will consume less than a line of coal, so we're good to continue expanding this as we run out of maximum 120, 40. So this is half size, basically. So if I added 10 more boilers and 20 more steam engines, we would then be consuming all of the water able to be produced by this. So we have expansion opportunities, but we will need to soon add another whole boiler stack. And one set of 2 pumps worth of boilers will consume a little bit more than a yellow belt of coal, from what I remember. It's close, though. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and call that an episode. We'll be back again next time. We'll start working on military science. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Bye.